Happy hunting.
Hunt me.
I am the hunted one.
I'm hunting most things.
Let's hunt something. You can hunt.
Long have you hunted me? You're being hunted.
Good morning, welcome back. It is the 17th of August, a Friday, and we're going to get into Curated Top 10 from Steam. Alright, first one up today is Pavegen. So Pavegen's been around for a long time. I actually met these guys at an indoor London gig festival thing. I think it was to do with the construction industry, if I remember rightly, about applying these for low power walkways. So bus stops and for, you know, big developments, apartment buildings, for the kind of servicing areas, so downstairs and around the buildings. And it looks like now they've completely moved that technology on. It's on version 3 now. Currently the top of our Steam Hunt chart for Friday is Pavegen version 3, created out of a desire to make energy consumption and creation more tangible and approachable. So anywhere where you have a large footfall area, anything that has an impact on a surface, they have like these. Originally, they had these little piezo kind of electric movement things that when you applied pressure to them, and I don't mean like a driving, rolling kind of thing, but like a foot, literal physical press. So obviously, high volume traffic areas, airports, inner cities, Manhattan. There's a lot of tourists. Anywhere where it's super touristy, when you walk on these panels, it creates a piezoelectric energy, which then they kind of store in deep cycle batteries, or I think originally they just had it straight into LED lighting, and obviously battery packs there at the bus stops, so they didn't need to. You could literally pop these things up without having to go and get contracts to be able to dig up the road to get onto the electric supply, because there's always like 6 or 7 different layers of people you have to inform when you're doing stuff. So I think anything that can be fitted into a situation where it's like, you know, underneath your foot, you're not having to interact with it as such, you're just doing your day-to-day thing of walking. Anything that has these things, you know, maybe a mile or 2 miles from an airport, walking to another little train station or bus stop to get into town, that's where you can be generating some energy just by putting these tiles in. I really hope that Pavegen make it and end up like deploying this stuff everywhere, because I think it just changes the way that people interact with their environment, but also how they create their own energy. And I think now they've actually associated, the big point about version 3 is they're thinking about footsteps paying out cryptocurrency. I know crypto is the flavor at the moment, so it makes sense for them to be like, oh, every time you walk you make a coin. I think that's a smart move though, because if they're not getting their money from usual channels, this might be a good way for them to raise funds to actually roll this stuff out globally. Next up is the Vision Van, intelligently networked delivery vehicle of the future. Jesus, I mean, trust Mercedes-Benz to like come out with some epic looking Vision Van. This thing is just off the chain, even down to the blue neon. That's super futuristic, Tron like. And I really dig this like front vent as well. Obviously I don't know how these are going to be propelled, electric, hydrogen, who knows. There's going to probably be a super capacitor version where it can be charged in under a minute. Obviously those things can power down with a few hours until we maybe do a bit more exploitation of graphene to get the layering of the batteries better, so we can store that power for longer. But I think the future is like speedy charging and shorter runs, and this thing looks like aerodynamically shaped to an inch of its life. We're living in some incredible times when it comes to technology. Next up is Scarabane, or Carabane, Scarabane. I have no idea why it's doing that. Self-sufficient rotating caravan. Kind of interested to work out why they came up with this. It looks like some kind of food truck, but actually the whole side comes down. It's got like this decking area and a window serving area, and then this like a big kind of round kind of reflective disc thing on the end. Wind kind of turbine thing on the top there. It's kind of part business, part, I don't know what it is. Self-sufficient rotating caravan. Uses sun and wind to provide energy. Can rotate to follow this. Oh, the whole thing can rotate to follow the sun, the wind, or your desires. Foldable within 30 minutes to go on the road as a standard caravan. I mean, pretty impressive technology, I have to say. I mean, could you live in it full time? I'd kind of want to live in it full time, especially if we can track the sun with this thing. And the idea of the whole thing moving all day so you get a different view. Like, if you pick the right viewpoint, like, that's a cool idea. Next up is Wealthsimple. So Wealthsimple, oh, I seem to have like a, what's going on here? Let's move that up a little bit. Wealthsimple, I actually hunted this one. I really dig this. Invest like an expert. Technology that automatically puts your money to work like a world's savviest investors. This website is so slick. I really love the little accents on it. We're starting to see a simplified, really nice UI apps come out that make the whole frustration of like investing so much more simpler. And it's interesting to see the price brackets here. So the basic is kind of up to 100k, and then the Wealthsimple Black, which is normally kind of that exclusivity, you know, the black card, for instance. 100k plus, 0.5% fees, all the basic features, lower fees, portfolio reviews, and then VIP airport lounge access on the end of there. Kind of dig it though. Anything that helps people take a chunk of money and invest it in things, and you can also change the sliding scale as well, so you can put in the risk level that you want. If you want to have like super conservative risk level, right up to like either like balanced or growth. So I found that kind of interesting, especially if you're putting in like 100k with a monthly deposit of like, I don't know, let's say $2,000. You know, you're looking at quite a chunk of change within 10 years. And just, although the only thing I worry about is that will we still have this whole like app culture in 10 years time? I'm really not so sure. Next up is Zoomy. Zoomy's on version 3.2 now. Helps you find awesome free stock photos for your creative product or inspiration. It's kind of nice how they've pulled together all the different CC0 sites on the web, and now you can get this site for $5. Runs on everything. I think they've probably built this in Electron, so the whole like wrapper just works everywhere. More than 130,000 free photos in our database, 50 sources with high resolution photos, search photos for keywords and emojis. Cool little application. Definitely fires me up about ideas for the future in terms of blockchains as well. Imagine connecting to multiple blockchains to be able to grep, if you like, old Unix term, grep the web of images and videos. Next up is Shiftpot. Shiftpot 2. You can now get this on sale from, instead of $1,500 to $1,299. Looks a bit like something that you would have on Mars, but with all the temperature we've been having recently, I think it's probably going to be a smart move to be able to buy a very quick to throw up reflective material, and it's cooler and darker inside using the most advanced fabric we ever used. The Shiftpot 2 is in full production. High speed shelter on the planet. So I kind of dig this. I don't know how strong the frame is on this. I'm presuming it's some kind of super lightweight frame, and it can deal with like wind, certain intensity of wind. The frame looks pretty solid actually inside, but I could definitely see myself in one of these at least for a couple of days instead of being inside the van all the time. Last four today then. Traft Adventure Covered, a new form of pack rafting launching in the summer of 2018. So why have a tent and a raft when you can have a traft, which is both of them combined together? You just literally come out of the boat onto the shore, and then you've got the top bit that you can just like put over the top of you and sleep in there. I mean, if you think about it, the back area is effectively your pillow. I mean, you could even probably just sleep on the river and let the river take you. Probably not a good idea though. Explore more, carry less. Packing up your traft is quick and easily. Light, flexible, durable TPU plastics. A unique design allows for watercraft. I don't know how much it is, but it looks a fairly solid thing. My only concern about this is that it's my boat and living shelter, so if anything happens to it, I kind of don't have a backup, so I presume you'd have to still carry some kind of emergency tent as well, or shelter. Next one, Veti Gel stops bleeding in seconds. So you don't think about it, but technology is moving on in all areas. This is a Hemostatic Gel, prescriptive hemostatic gel for animal use only. So it's not been verified by globally by FCC for humans yet, but this can stop moderate to severe bleeds in animals by achieving hemostasis in seconds. So I presume you put on this gel and it can kind of like just stop the bleeding right there. It's kind of like a glue for blood, I guess. Carrying a mechanical barrier, stops the flow of bleeding by creating a mechanical barrier that allows the body to build a strong natural clot without the need for applied pressure. Wow, that's amazing. Next up, Airy, the world's first air purifier without a power plug. Now the thing that really attracted me to this is the volume of what it can clean in a 24-hour process. So it says plants that grow in an airy, so inside this unit, can absorb pollutants up to 8 times as much in conventional plant pots. That's pretty impressive. So I mean, you're basically cleaning the air around you without having the stress of like cleaning your plants. So you have this like little box, and I presume you build into the plants into there. It's already had a whole bunch of people back it. 274 people pledged 40,000 euros, and this thing is already out there. You can get one for 64 euros, which is not a hell of a lot of money. I mean, for the benefits of this, it's probably cheaper than running an air conditioner, and it's got all the little details on the back of it, so you can work out the nutrients that you need and keep an eye on your plants, especially if you're not even very green fingered at looking after them. I would definitely try something like this for a caravan for sure. And finally, a bit of fun one today, 10 fast fingers typing test, the top 200 words advanced test, top 1000 words, test and improve your typing speed with our free typing games. If you're looking to improve your typing speed for those Steam It posts, then give that a shot. That's it for me today. If you are coming across this for the first time, this is what Steam Hunt looks like. All the hunts are on the right hand side. There could be hundreds of them per day. Once you click on one, it appears on the left hand side, and once you click on the white button, it takes you through to the hunt. This is also the adding your own page. Click on the plus button at the profile top right, so you can fill in the title, tags, upload an image, put some descriptions in there, post it to the Steam blockchain, also post it to Steam Hunt, where once a day we have a little bid bot that goes around and upvotes your post, as long as your hunter level is high enough and you're in the top 100-ish posts. That's it for me today. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this. Love to get some feedback from you about things that you found in the charts for the day, and I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.
Prepare the path of esteem.
Smell of steam.
Stomnassie, wat is een stomnassie? Stomnassie.
Why shouldn't a guy let off a little steam?
The steam.